the mushroom. Okay, so hey Ash, what's on your stance on chaga mushroom tea? Harvested off white birch and the yellow birch trees. Awesome. Yeah, I've never done the yellow birch, but I do harvest it off the white birch tree, and it's amazing. It's, I mean, so good for the immune, right? It's like the king and queen. So the reishi mushroom is, I guess it'd be, they say she's the queen and the chaga is the king of the medicinal mushrooms. So it's good stuff, especially when we can harvest it ourselves. And then the black, which is the melanin, that is good for helping patients with cancer, right? So yeah. Anyways, wanted to, I guess, share a little bit about. Hello, Keith. Always seeing you on the channel. Nice to see you here. Thank you for your support, all of your guys' support. But I have to touch base on the expedition that we had. You guys, it was freaking mind blowing. Like, hello, Thomas from BC. It was like I got to see glowing green eyes. Todd has always mentioned the glowing green eyes, but I've never encountered that. So I guess it would have been Saturday night, one of the two nights. They threw a rock at the camper that Katie and Todd were staying in, and he woke us all up. We were all standing out there in the middle of the night, and I looked over to the right where they like to come in, and there was two glowing green eyes, and you could just feel their presence. It was pretty amazing that they were mentioning the glowing green eyes and how, because a lot of people say they're red, and Todd's always like, no, they're green. And to be able to have confirmation in that experience was just epic. Where are they all? So Maynard, I have a couple videos on my channel of harvesting them and just showing them on trees. Oh, awesome. I'll have to check that out. I do have some on Instagram. I haven't put those on YouTube, but living down here by the Calgary area, I'm not in the boreal forest, and they're far and few between. So I have to just travel a couple of hours to go and indulge in the medicinal mushrooms like the chaga and stuff. But I love foraging, and I sustainably harvest them, so I leave a lot of the mushroom there and take some of it. The first time I ever held chaga in my hands, I like the energy, and it was like I was seeing I don't know, like the universe in my hand, like all the lifetimes, because it takes so long for that chaga to grow and to be able to sustain itself for that long. And it's healing, like it's there to heal. It just shows you how what was I going to say, how that birch is so healthy and all the benefits it has growing on it, right? It just shows you the health of that and the quality of that terrain and the tree. Brian, hello from Iowa, Australia here. Welcome, Andrew. Okay, so then I have to talk about the other experience. So Sasquatch played a little game of hide and seek, and not with themselves. They actually took an object and hid it. So back in July, when I was out on expedition, I thought to Todd, I said, why don't we change one of the heads on the objects and see if we can get play? And he's like, sure, Ash, do what you want. So I'm like, okay. So I grabbed the head and I put it on the log, and we switch it out for a different head just to see if they would put it back, what kind of stuff would happen. And lo and behold, when I came out here, so that was in July, and Todd was saying, oh, Ash, I can't find the head anywhere. And I'm like, oh, really? And all of a sudden, this is where I got to really align to the remote viewing gifts that I have too, which is like, I tell you, this expedition has been incredible. But anyways, I sat down and I heard them say, like, it was like, not even, it's hearing them through telepathical connection, but they're also showing me images. I'm like, oh, they're playing hide and seek. I said, no, they want us to find it. And I'm searching, and all I just remember seeing is it's kind of like on an altar, so by a hole. And I thought, oh, it's on a log by a hole, or it's in a hole. I couldn't really, like, this is just what I'm perceiving with the images that they have given me. And I was like, wow. And Todd's like, oh, I can't find it anywhere. And that must have been the Sunday. Okay, so that Sunday I also had a blue object. They hid it around this rock. And that's where I really heard them go, it's hide and seek, Ashley. See how he took this little blue object and hid it on the other side of these rocks? Which, you guys, like, it's literally just, I don't know, really hard to comprehend that these beings are so magnificent, and that we can learn so much if we're really paying attention. But anyway, Sunday happens, and I'm like, oh, you know, I said, oh, Todd, you just are gonna have to find it. It's hide and seek for you. Just, I could see it, and I shared it. So Monday, which I was supposed to be leaving, and I didn't want to leave because I was having so much fun, and I wanted to keep, you know, interacting with them. But all of a sudden we were standing there, and I noticed this X on the ground. It was 2 sticks, and I'll post it here. So after my live, I don't know, it'll be up tomorrow. I'll try to get it up for tomorrow. But Todd will go through the, you know, the X. But I spotted the X, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, who did that? Who did the X? And Kate, no, it was Kim and Todd are like, no, we didn't do it. And I'm like, oh, and so I'm like, so Katie, where are you? And she comes back in, and she comes back from, she's always attracted to this area that her and I kept going to, where I found hair. Maybe it's potential Sasquatch hair, I don't know, but I brought it. And Todd's like, well, I wouldn't want to get it analyzed just in case it's Ashley's hair. But I showed it to a couple people, and they're like, no, there's complete difference between your hair and the hair that I found on this tree. But anyways, Katie's like, no, I didn't do it. I'm like, this is mind blowing. This like X marks the spot, you guys. Like, what? It just appeared. Like, I swear, we walked this like a couple hours earlier. Like, there was nothing there. And we, you know, rule it all out. There's evidence that, you know, the Sasquatch did it. Again, I'll post the video of Todd talking through that. But then, you know, we're sitting there, and we're walking, and then all of a sudden Katie's like, Ashley, come here. Todd's like, Ashley, come here. I'm like, okay. And I come over, and I look down, and lo and behold, you guys, I didn't even know how to comprehend this, because it was just so emotional that there was a circle. So it was like a fire pit circle, but it wasn't. They put the circle, and then they put the head of the statue in the middle of it. Holy cow, I look at it, and I'm like, oh, and I look at Todd, and I'm like, this is the freaking head, Todd. And he didn't go and see it. And I'm like, it's the head. It's the head that was on your statue. He's like, what? And he goes over to this, like, I don't even know what the structure, the thing they built, like, oh my gosh, mind blowing. It's like literally mind blowing. We are nowhere near where the statue is, where they took the head and placed it way on the other side of the research site. And you find it? Like, I tell you, it was incredible. Like, if you guys, like, that was probably one of the best experiences I have had. And you could just feel their excitement, and them going, so did you get it? Did you get the mind view? Like, did you get, like, are you learning? So this is what they're saying to me in a telepathical, through telepathy, right? In my mind. Images, I see the images, because Todd lost his phone in the middle of nowhere, and I said, it's right here. And lo and behold, that's where he found it. So again, I find the more we get to be in Sasquatch's energy, that our gifts, we start to align to our own abilities. It's literally amazing. And all they want is like love and respect and love for ourselves. And if we can find that for ourselves, we're going to have love and respect for everything else. Nature, this beautiful green grass, the trees, the way we treat everything, you know, communication, like with all things. Let me get back. So Anthony Spats, love your channel, keep it up. Thank you. I will keep going. The young play, the 4 to 7 footers, the elders are all business. The bigger ones are more serious. Yeah. I can see that because, oh no, where'd you guys go? I feel like it's a younger one that wants to play. The younger ones that, even though they're teaching, but when they all came to camp that night, like, I'm like, oh, they're all here. And then 5 minutes goes by and Todd's like, they're all here. And I'm like, yeah, they are. I could feel it. And the ones to my right, they're the ones, like, they were taking, oh, I don't have a stick. But that day I was like taking little sticks and going through the forest and just like kind of cracking them just in my own way. And I swear that's what he was sitting over here in the bush doing. And it's like they want to lead me. And when Todd and Katie went after, you know, and I heard them say, stay put, Ashley, we want to come to you. It was hard to comprehend what Todd was doing because you saw the glowing green eyes and you could see the big massive, hello Sarah, the big massive presence standing there in the bush, and then the, you know, and to go out and I guess go after it. I couldn't. I felt more. I heard them saying, stay. We want to, you know, work with that. So I'm really aligning with what they're teaching me through telepathy and the mind speaking and stuff. Because, yeah, I'd really like to enhance those abilities for sure. What else? It's interesting to watch me go through the bush and all of a sudden just end up by these tracks. I looked down, so Todd wanted to go over to the big print that's on the ground. Most of you guys know, he talks about it all the time. I can't remember, it's like the 16-inch or something. It's the big boom. And we were walking over there and he was just letting me do my thing, and then and I turn around to talk to them, and then I look down, I'm like, oh, where's this track? And then I turn around and I look down, and it was right there, right below my feet. And I was like, boom, whoa, that's crazy. Like, I pick up their energy, not even consciously knowing that I'm picking it up. And that's where I'm really working with the ability to follow that energy, really feel into it, really connect. Because I find that's what they really want from me. For sure, which is pretty cool. Did a lot of ice bathing. Hello, Royal Creations. Boom, it's Roy. Welcome. But yeah, so that was pretty epic. It was just amazing. So I will post the stick. Not the sticks, but like the cross, the X's, the head, what it looked like, and where they placed that. What else? No new tree breaks that oh yes, okay, I found a structure. That will be in the video as well. It's a couple years old, but still. I think I'm aligning to what these structures are all about, working with some people that can really have those abilities to tap into something that I'm still just kind of tapping into, like sacred geometry and the energies, because Sasquatch has shown me. So on the tree break there, it's like, yes, it's right here. And it's like, well, what are you trying to show me? What are you trying to tell me? Like, I have no one, I mean, other than for them to try to lead me along, to go, this is what they're showing me, and all the energy, there's something here, and this is what they want me to discover. So now I'm gonna send all the pictures I have to a mentor / friend that I work with, and he's gonna see if we can get in touch with Robert Edward Grant, which I think will be absolutely, you know, amazing to be able to see if he can pick up. Because I mean, people that have worked with pyramids, but you guys, we're having contact with these beings that are literally on Earth and trying to help us align to our abilities and our gifts. So it's just another way, another form of tapping into these different realities. You know, that's why I like going awakening humanity alongside Bigfoot, because if we can, hello footies everywhere, Yes. If we can align and listen, really, okay, like listen. Like one of the big things that they've shown me lately is go out, listen, but close these, right? Close the eyeballs. Do not open your eyeballs. Listen. What do you hear? But what do you feel? It's like listening on a feeling aspect, not just like yeah, you're listening to your surroundings, but it's now taking that perception, that ability to feel that energy, which is, it can be a hearing too, because as I tap into it, it's a hearing, but it's a feeling. So there's that. So again, if we connect to our hearts, which is what does humanity need to do to help awaken, is connect to the heart. Self-respect, which then you'll have respect for all other things, right? Because why would you disrespect yourself and disrespect anything else? Because again, this is all self-discovery and the discovery process of Sasquatch. But hey, don't forget to discover yourself, is what they're saying. And listen with this heart. So Edward, treat life the same as you want to be treated. Absolutely. Be kind and gentle in nature. If you are out to destroy things in nature, that is what you will get back. Nothing. Just saying. Absolutely. Like, and that's what I mean. You chop down a tree, even if you perceive it to be dead, communicate to it. Let it know what you're going to do and why you're going to do it, and communicate to everything around it. As the ducks laugh at me, right? And hello, Andy. Royal Creations, have you thought of using body attunements through chanting? They like that. Yes, I did. So on that video back, Alone with Bigfoot, I did the Om. And that's where I was getting response, the sound bowl and the Om, really, because that's like the sound of creation. And yeah, I get to the sounds, body attunements, and before I went out, I went to a light, sound, vibration journey, which was surrendering to the light, because we are light. So I do all kinds of things to help just really align my energy. So my energy, my physical body through exercise, through walking. It doesn't have to be like lifting weights, bodybuilding. Like no, like movement is medicine, right? Like going out for a walk, drinking, like my water is fresh from a spring. And then it's like high vibrational foods, because when you're putting those foods into your body, it's going to help keep your, life force energy. You put something alive into your body, it's going to feed it. And dead food is in a box. And people are like, what do you mean by dead food? Well, whatever is literally in a box is pretty much dead. So I chant. Okay, so let's go up. Minner Handy, my friend. Camping with Sasquatch. Thank you, welcome. I chant Sanskrit chants, which are dear to me, and I sense it is well received. Absolutely, I do Sanskrit as well. I think it's a really good way to help one get in tune with removing that ego mind as well, and awakening yourself to the awakening path, right? Like really getting in tune with the universe. Thank you, Andy. Please hit the thumbs up icon. Camping with Sasquatch, sound bowls do seem to be appreciated by them, I feel. Yeah, I really would like a drum. I was gifted some amazing gifts this weekend too. Like, gosh, all of you people are amazing. So I will probably use that just as I go hiking, and just as I set the intention with Sabe, Sasquatch, I say, I have this on, but it's more for the purpose of showing the beauty around me, right? Those kinds of stuff. I just love photography. I love nature, and just all those connections. And they can feel my intention, and I never feel that, no. You really just tune in and ask for permission. Again, yeah, see, ask for permission. Ask to take anything. You want to pick up a rock and take it? Ask the land. Ask the rock. As silly as that might sound, it's really, it's a respect thing. All right, surrendering to the light. Perfect. Yes. Aramic chants. Aramic. Yeah, I don't know which word that is. Interesting. I'm going to have to write that down in Aramaic chants. Interesting, and we'll look those up because I haven't heard of those. Camping with Sasquatch. I hope you know the true meanings of your chants because you can offend the Sasquatch easily, believe it or not. Yeah. Hello, Livy. Camping with Sasquatch. Yep, you know quite well. Thank you. Yes, drums. Right. So I did download they started following me. So they're called Feather and Arrows, and they just came out with a song right on the day. Aramaic. Thank you, Royal Creations. But they came out with a song that had a lot of drums and flutes, and I played that, and Sasquatch was like, yes, like the chipmunks were going crazy. They were like, language of Jesus. Oh, powerful. Cool. Thank you. I've had that and Mary Magdalene coming in a lot lately, so really would like to infuse that essence, and not, like, not ever in a worshiping way, but in that light way. But they had a lot of butts. The drums and the flutes, and I played that, and you could just hear the birds and the chipmunks be like, rah, rah. And so, yeah, they were happy. It was very cool to be able to play that, and it felt like honoring and respectful in that way. So yeah. What else? Is there any questions you guys have? I don't know. I would love to hear, some more experiences of what you guys do when you go out and connect, or even if you're not going out into nature and connecting. I love gaining people's perspectives just to have that. I'm a drummer. I have all kinds of drums. Really nice, Brian. I don't have any, but I am keeping my eyes open for the drums. 222. So what else did happen? Nothing. Not much. So, and of course I didn't bring the piece of paper that to note all my experiences, because another thing that I've been learning is documentation, right? Document everything that's been happening, and whatever comes in, I feel like I need like a pen and paper in my hand consistently, and drawing pictures or writing what I hear, see. It's a big growing game for sure. So Maynard, I offended a Sasquatch once. I was building a deer hunting shack deep in the woods, and I attracted a Sasquatch, but I ignored him, and eventually she got and screamed at me. I don't want any screaming. Wenda who? To be beautiful. It means, roughly translated, I am a great spirit. It is so. Thank you for sharing that, you guys. But yeah, anyways, so I don't know what else to talk about. I guess awakening with, I would like to know, has any of your gifts come online for any of you? Like, has your telepathical connection, or like telepathy, has it grown in strength, like camping with Sasquatch? How is your telepathy? Have you noticed that more, like, is it getting louder? Is it becoming easier for you to access that? Like, the people that are doing remote viewing, is it becoming easier for you? Because this is a new thing, the remote viewing, or like they send me images. Well, see, I get that too. Like, they'll give me images, but then when Todd said, "Oh, where's my phone?" and when I heard the question and I heard what came in, I was like, boom, and they gave me the image, and then I told him. And so that's definitely coming online. And I guess it's just not doubting what you hear, feel, and see, and all your ESPs, right? So I have experienced incredible courtesy from them. Yeah. Likewise, I have as well. And I find they will give you I don't want to say give you more, but they will teach you more. Here we go. Teach you more if you're actually listening and accomplishing the lessons, right? From love and just like from that place. I literally see the forest for the trees because of them. Yes, I live in the forest in Sasquatch territory, very clearly marked in a tent, and I've absolutely changed. Cool. Yeah, you have nice forest. I when I lived up in the Boreal, west of Edmonton, it was beautiful. So thick and dense. And what I've also been discovering, tell me if this is true, do you guys find that there's more Sasquatch activity where there's more humidity, where there's more moss and more abundance in the vegetation, not so dry? Edward, I have a half a dozen CDs of Native American chants and music. I was wondering, since Sasquatch and natives have known about each other for many moons, you might try some of the native music. Yeah, which I did. That was what I supported, a band, Feathers and Arrows, and their song launched on the day I left, and it was Warrior. And again, it's of that, and I feel that it was well received by the Sasquatch. My sister sometimes says, wow, I believe they changed you. How do you know that? Oh, right. Yeah, I see that in my own life. And people probably that have dealt with me along the way. I guess they've given me a different perspective on truly being that unconditional love, for sure, and community, which is amazing, because like your vibe attracts your tribe. Absolutely. Like some of these, a lot of the people that Todd brings out, I go, yeah, his vibe attracts his tribe. He is that, and yes, you always get that, maybe sometimes that odd person, but most of the time, like I'd say 99.9% of the time, they're amazing people. Yep. So Andrew, are these creatures that live so intimately with nature able to predict the weather some days in advance? Would this guide them when moving from place to place? Probably, it probably would help them have an idea of where they would want to bed down, right? Because I found it was raining, and then they wanted to come out and play more. And again, they seem to not come around when it's hot and dry out. But when you get into the, you got the spring, which they seem to be highly active, more so than in the summer. And then as soon as, you can feel that shift in nature where it starts to cool off, it's the humidity rises up and they come out and play. So that I did notice that as well. So I think they stay like more in the, and again, with moving around, of course they can, I think, all of a sudden appear somewhere else. Dennis, thank you so much, teaching with the awakening. You have helped me feel the outdoor very differently. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, and you're welcome. Appreciate that. Thomas, when you sense them around at night, have you seen colored orbs? Yes, okay, that night is the first time, because everyone was, and I was watching Les Stroud's video, I think it was episode 12 or something. It was the more of the one where he spoke of the orbs. And I think it always enhances my experience with these expeditioners that have, these different abilities maybe, but she was explaining what you look for, and all of a sudden I just saw these little greeny, yellowy lights of orbs that all of a sudden appear and then go away. And again, we had a lot of activity, again with the rock being thrown at the camper. When I went back into my car, because I was sleeping in my car, I was like, please don't throw a rock. I like my glass. Please don't bust it. And again, I feel them in my head. It was very weird that night, that how it happened. I felt they were communicating me with me in the dream in dream time. And I woke up, I'd say like a couple minutes before Todd came and banged on my door and advising me that there was Sasquatch outside. So can you share some thoughts on grounding? I ponder how Sasquatch are constantly grounded. Well, yes. So like, see, there's my feet. So grounding, I mean, I don't know where you want me to touch on that. Grounding is helping us attune to the earth frequency, right? So if we can infuse, by being grounded, infuse the earth's electrons into our body, that helps us, I think, even heal, because what it's doing is taking the static, which comes from radiation, EMFs. I teach people that it's like static, so it's like your blood is like buzzing. And when you ground, so touching the ground, hugging a tree, being by rivers, touching rocks, helps with like that negative ions. But it'll help ground you, fill the body with some earth's antioxidants, and pull that static out, pull that inflammation out of the body. So it kind of just helps align that. And I mean, you wonder how Sasquatch are constantly grounded. Like they never have anything, they never have insulation on their feet, ever. Like we run around with shoes and that, bright, like, that have disconnected us. And that probably helps to keep us disconnected from what we need to be receiving from above too, because like, as above, so below, we want to be receiving both of the frequencies, that light frequency from the sun, the earth frequency from the earth, and infusing that and keeping us harmonized. It's that coherence. You want to be at the coherence of earth. And again, that was a major word that was coming in on expedition, was coherence. And now if we're in coherence with the earth, it helps our abilities. And Sasquatch, obviously never being disconnected with a shoe or any kind of insulation, their coherence is always at mother, at nature, at the earth, at the grounding frequency, earth's frequency, right? So I hope I touched on that. I mean, I could probably talk a lot about the grounding, because that's what I help people daily with, that, like UFOs, orbs. Oh, okay. Well, I was out with someone that's been, that Greer guy. So she's been out with him, and we were sitting at the fire, and she's like, "Oh, look, that's a flashbang." And I guess this is a UFO that will give its attention by turning off and on this light, which I got to experience. I didn't see like some big craft, but I could see what she was telling me as that would be a flashbang, which would be a UFO making its presence known to us. And it was just her and I that were sitting at the fire doing that. So that is like the only UFO orbs type thing I've seen, other than on my expedition way back October of 2021, when there was like green, like, I guess it wouldn't be, it would be like a green, to me it looked like, what do you want to call those? Of course I'm not gonna, they're green lights that shine in the sky, northern lights. But it wasn't that. Like, it went straight to outer space, straight down to the ground. Like, it was so bright, and it was green. I do have slight paranormal, and today I've heard a lot about grounding, and you're realigning. This is so bizarre. Premonitions. Okay, there we go. And today I've heard a lot about grounding, and you're realigning. This, so bizarre. Well, it's a synchronicity, isn't it? Yes. Again, grounding, so important. Highly recommended. If you want to call during the day, I would talk your ear off. I'd be able to explain it more. Like, I love helping people, like all age groups, and it just shows that we are awakening, and knowing that nature has been a source of what keeps our bodies healthy too, right? Like, I love it. And I've only heard this today. Well, Brian, that is a synchronicity. All wildlife have ability to feel weather changes, and people with lots of arthritis. Right. I know a couple days before a snowstorm or rain due to aches increase. Well, then I would say, yeah, let's give them a shot. Catch a vibe. Radio, what's up, Ash? Just chilling with you guys, having some mind-blowing discoveries, self-discoveries, and Sasquatch discoveries. Forest Cat, pull that Discord out. I made it to the live show this time. Yay. Hello, welcome, the Vernon 52. Royal Creations. They are one with earth and spirit, as we are too, but we are asleep compared to them. Yes. And my question to you, Royal Creations, can we awaken? Because I really feel that they really are here to help humanity awaken. And I talk to some highly intelligent people that, I could talk all day about that kind of stuff too. That Sasquatch can align to, like, if you ever heard of Bashar, the guy that channels Bashar, and then there's the law of one. I mean, all of these so-called practices are really teaching us the same thing. It's really love, that self-respect, self-love, right, going back to the center of it. So camping with Sasquatch. Ash, do you sense that they like you to notice subtle stuff? Absolutely. Yep. And I think I do. And thank you for your thoughts on grounding. Never thought of radiation. Right, exactly, right? There's so many things we don't really think of. And when you can actually be in coherence of that earth frequency, you will help eliminate. And I don't like using the word, but like protect. It's like it'll give you that barrier where it's not going to be able to penetrate you and affect your body as much as someone that isn't grounding. You know what I mean? Hope that makes sense. But yeah, subtle stuff for sure. When we went on a pathway, I saw two sticks. They were parallel of each other. And then I'd say another 20 to 30 feet down the pathway. I don't do yards. Todd's tried to teach me yards. I'm not a yard person. I'm a foot person. It was 20 to 30 feet down the trail. There was two other sticks. And even an expeditioner went, oh, look at that. Two sticks parallel of each other. And then I moved and I was paralleling everyone else, but I was in the bush. And I'm like, oh, look, I'm parallel. I'm parallel just like those sticks. And it's like they wanted me to parallel what the group of people and myself, and then all of a sudden that's where I found that structure. Which was a couple years old, but still, they were showing me. Why were they showing? I don't know. I'm really getting in tune with following that energy. Dr. Stephen Greer. Yes, that's the person she went out with. So that was very interesting. Certain dews are green. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that. Were they opening the portal in? I was kidding. I don't know. It was a high energetic day as well, being up the 13, like lucky 13. Rob, Ash, when will you be really ready for a face-to-face encounter with them? When I'm out there with the right person. And I think I know who that is, because they know how to help question the mind. And question the mind so you can stay in heart center. And I feel something I've been shown in October. Todd and I are supposed to go out there alone. I feel that I'd be able to surrender to the fact that knowing it's nothing other than, but again, face my fear and do it anyways. I'll keep continuing. I'm picking up the lessons. They're happy. Keep getting, really good results. So for me to be up leveling and with them to be so happy with that, and I'm so like appreciative and gratitude with what they're doing with me. Like Todd's like, wow, like a lot of people go out and encounter, but like it's always new. It's always new, and it can be very consistent. And sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, it can be overwhelming. And then when you go with none, it's like, oh, what did I do wrong? So it's a fine line. And yes, maybe not all of you don't walk that, but I do. I really try to stay in the self-love, self-respect, connected, and listen to their lessons so I can be, and it's not ready to face them. I won't be facing them. I have to be able to sit there with my eyes closed with the apple and feel them, listen to them, which is what they're going to be communicating on the telepathy level, but then feeling as I sit there with whatever it be, a gift of an apple, or however this is going to, no, I think it's going to be like I heard them say, like, because they like, this is like made from one of the 13th skull crystals. I heard, oh, we'd like to play with that, and I'm like, oh, and it's blue, and you guys, blue was everywhere. It was like they were finding me pieces of blue and bringing them to my car. It was unreal. So I'm thinking I'm gonna find like a gemstone, which is part of nature, or like a blue something, and see if that's what they would like to gift. Really get in tune with that, and sit there and allow them to approach me. And hopefully, I can question the mind when it tries to take off. Yes, we can. I meant forest cat. I meant that's what grounding in nature does. Pulls the discord out, and yes, absolutely. And then one can get realigned. Yes, I understand completely. Brian says, I would like to learn more about grounding. Well, then maybe I should start making some YouTube videos on that too. I do have a grounding episode in my video that's coming, so I will explain, but it's really good at just helping relieve the inflammation, because they say, inflammation in the body is like the root cause of, a lot of things. And if you look, when you go back in time, ever since we started wearing that shoe, that rubber sole, and disconnecting us from the earth, we've just, progressed in more, autoimmune disorders and diseases, however, dis-ease in the body. When love is our guide, we become awake and aware. Yes, Roy, thank you. Rob, great, thank you. Ash, you're welcome. The Vernon 52, yes, stay in the heart center is the most important thing to do to make real contact with us. Yeah, that's what I just got to chat here. And Rob, remember you said weren't ready yet, and I couldn't understand that. Thank you again. You're welcome. Ready yet, right? And see, and I think a lot of it was I wasn't ready to, because what I'm more, I guess, that keeps me out of my heart when I'm in that moment is, how am I going to react? Am I going to, like, oh my goodness, like, totally have a panic attack? I don't want to have that, right? So that's where the worry, but I have, diffused that to, and especially, having this episode that happened on the weekend. So in time, it will happen. Camping with Sasquatch, was just thinking of being more heart-centered. Vernon, Ash, do you have any thoughts? Perhaps drop logic and listen to your heart intuition. Yeah, I mean, exactly. So what's going to keep you out of your heart is going, see, again, this is like, what are you doing? Are you channeling Sasquatch? This is what's happened. Okay, so when you have an expeditioner, let's say, ruins some time, you go back into your logic mind, right? Which then disconnects you from your heart, disconnects you from your intuition. Now, we don't want to be disconnected from that. We want to kind of have that logical mind, like, oh, look, there's a bear. Let's not go to the bear, right? It's nice to have the logic. But now being aware that we have the logic mind that's keeping us safe. The mind, all it wants to do is to keep us safe. It's programmed to keep us safe. Honor that. I see you want to keep me safe, it's okay. Really, and then fall back into your heart and go, what is that saying? And it can be challenging when you have someone deceive you or something. It's like, whoa, and it's regaining all of that. But if you're really feeling into that, you can see the lessons that come with it. So yes, stay out of the logic, drop out of your logic mind, listen to your heart and intuition. And heart and intuition, absolutely. Like, I love how you said that. That's perfect. You know, like, I wish I could screenshot that. Maybe draw, yeah. Just, I really like that. Brian, I will be looking forward to the grounding episodes. Thank you. I will be sure to make those. DJ Earl, what part of the country has the most Bigfoot sightings? I'm not sure. I would say maybe the Washington Peninsula. I don't know. I don't follow a lot of that. I have a lot of people that reach out to me here in Canada. I mean, probably a lot of Canadians that have shared with me their location. So a lot in BC. I've had a lot, and then even out in Eastern Canada, and then Washington, a lot there as well. Laugh Out Loud, perfect. You're welcome. Perfect. Hi Ash from New Mexico. Hello James. When you go out into the woods, when you have the intent of searching, looking for Sasquatch, they know because of the auras. Well, yeah, see, but we're never going with the intent to search. You're just going for the intent of being. And I can see that where you could say that to a lot. They go out there and they're just bashing through the forest, looking and searching. How would you, now let's reverse that, you guys. How would you like it if you were in the bush and loving your life, and all of a sudden these people or these bears came looking for you? You wouldn't like it. You would be like, my goodness, can you just leave us alone? So I really feel that Sasquatch wants us to just be, enjoy nature. And that's what I love. Like, I have been into nature. I didn't get into this Bigfoot world until October 2021. Okay, like, they may have been connected with me since I was a little girl, where now I can go back and be like, oh, okay, but never did I ever label it as anything. But it was just, it's more of a, I like being. I just love enjoying being out in the middle of nowhere. No, you know, and just really tuning in to your surroundings. Ice bathing, like, I love connecting to the sacred water out there. It's so powerful. Yeah, so it's incredible. Agree 100%. Boulder Nelson, Bigfoot. Camping with Sasquatch. Ash, can you speak on anything that you found mind-blowing in this past expedition? Maybe one or two things. Oh, maybe you weren't here at the beginning. Okay. Yeah, they played hide and seek. Yeah, like, I don't want to sit here and go over the story because people that already joined may have already heard that. But they played hide and seek. So there was a statue on a head of the statue that's on, like, way on the other side of the research site that was missing. And they told me via the telepathy connection, and then showing me that it was by, like, a hole, and lo and behold, that's where it was. Okay, like, I'll put a video up and you'll see it there, but they took that object and they put it way on the other side of, so this happened just on the weekend, of the other side of the research site. And Monday, right before I left, all of a sudden this X appears, and we, like, X marks the spot, like, hello, and I'm going, holy cow, and I'm wandering around, and Katie's wandering around, and all of a sudden, Ashley, come here, and I turn around, I come over, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it was the head of from the structure that was missing. But it wasn't missing. I never knew. I heard them saying, we're hide and seek, go and find it. And I'm like, this wilderness is vast. So that and the X that just appeared, I swear, it's like we were standing there and all of a sudden it just appeared. I'm like, what? Where did that come from? It's really mind-blowing. Like, what, did you cloak and put the X there? I don't know, but it just appeared. And then the head was found. So that is the two things that stand out. And the glowing green eyes is pretty cool, but not as that all of it was epic. But those two scenarios that happened Monday, right before I left, it, because I kept saying I'm leaving. You know how, and sometimes you fall into that logic mind and go, I spent all this time away from, certain things and a lot of investment into this kind of stuff, and I'm leaving and I don't want to leave, and then you get that. So it's the mutual respect. Honestly, they want, if we want to coexist, it's respect. Let's take that self-respect. You're not, if you have that self-respect, you're probably going to reflect that a lot more in your reality, which is what they want. And then love, that self-love, which is love, that unconditional love of everything. Yeah. Edward, when I go into nature mushroom hunting in the spring, when you stop walking and just sit down, nature happens around you. Absolutely. You just have to stop and watch. That makes my butt grounded. Love it. Yep. I agree. Awesome, Ash. Sorry I was a bit late. All good camping with Sasquatch. I am happy to have you here. Better late than never. Isn't that how that saying goes? I would love to go out on a Bigfoot expedition. Come on out. Be fun. The Vernon 52. When the fear comes, focus immediately back on the heart in the moment. Yeah, which I've been working on. No matter what caused it. Yeah. When you nip fear in the bud in this way, the positive effect on the external world is amazing. Absolutely. And see, and I have experienced that. I have. And I do notice that. So thank you for sharing that. Camping with Sasquatch. Wow, thank you for sharing that, Ash. You are so welcome. That is mind-blowing. It absolutely is mind-blowing. There seems to be a lovely playfulness. Yeah. And that was just an honor to be a part of that. So grateful that I got to experience that. All of it. And the people. And you guys. It's all great. Love it. So I guess no more questions. I want to just say thank you for being here. Love the support. Appreciate it. Anyways, I'll post my video. I'll make it for tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow. Don't know what time, but I'll work on it. Videos like this really have helped me when fear arises. Very much appreciated. Yay, thank you. You're also welcome. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you again next week, Thursday. And yeah, take care.